Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ali. For those of you who don't know me, I am self-studying Japanese and I've been sharing my journey since the beginning, since the very start, on Instagram first and now on YouTube. If you enjoy this kind of content, please take a look at my Instagram account and this YouTube channel and consider following me on Instagram and subscribing to this channel. It would make my day. Today actually I will present to you guys and review this textbook, which for short I will call Authentic Japanese, but the actual name is in Japanese 中級から上級への日本語, which translates to progressing from intermediate to advanced Japanese. In this video I will share everything about the contents of this textbook, the purpose of this textbook, and how I've been using it. It took me a while to go through it, and I have two notebooks filled with notes from this textbook. So I will also share that with you, so there will also be a flip through of my notes in this video, so I hope you guys are excited for that. And without further ado, let's get started. First things first, let me talk to you guys about what is in this textbook and what is the general layout of the textbook, what you can expect from it. It's quite an expensive textbook. I don't actually have the price in mind, but I will surely put it somewhere on the screen. So basically this is a textbook that looks like an advanced version of the Tobira textbook, which I reviewed on my channel in the past, so you can always look back at that video if you're interested. A textbook that isn't really one, it's actually a method which helps you acquire the language through mostly reading materials, so reading contents. So basically this is an immersion kind of method, and honestly for me it's the best kind of textbook I can find. There are like grammar points, explanations in there, as you will see, and also some vocab exercises, but it's not the main part of the textbook. The main part of it is really to help you read through native material and also express your opinion and also just express yourself in general. So it's more about written comprehension and written output. So written expression. I started using it back in 2020, and at the time I was still at an intermediate level, and honestly this textbook at first, especially in the first chapters, the first units, was actually very hard for me. So I used it for 6 months, the last 6 months of 2020, and then I picked it back up at the end of 2021. So all in all I used it for like a long time. It is divided into 10 units. Each unit, just like the Tobira textbook, is centered around a theme in particular and will have one specific native content, native material at the beginning, which you need to read. You will need to answer questions about it, and then you will need to also write a very small piece of essay, which basically allows you to train your written expression. So not only this, but before you actually go into the reading material, again, just like the Tobira textbook, you get to prepare yourself for the kind of vocab that you will find in the reading part. So nothing special to say about this, it's quite useful. All in all, it took me a hell of a long time to go through it. I'm just gonna say it again and again during this video because it really took me a long time. Because most of the vocab I discovered in this textbook I hadn't encountered while doing immersion, and even at the time, back in 2020, I was doing a lot of immersion, so it's just telling you a lot about what kind of vocab you can expect to find in this particular textbook. It's quite old-fashioned vocab, and at the same time, like it's a mix between old-fashioned vocab, which you might not encounter as much today, and also extremely useful vocab which you absolutely need to know, but which is quite advanced vocab, so more like N1 level or above. Some of it is N2 level, no question, but mostly it's N1 level or above. Some medical terms, it's just also a lot of terms about the environment, scientific terms, so you know, it's like a very specific vocab which will be very rare when you actually immerse in the language, but which you need to understand. So I wasn't unhappy about finding it in this textbook. But so to go back to the structure of it, so again, so you have the preparation for the reading part, then you have the reading part, then you have questions about the reading you just did, so reading comprehension questions, nothing special about them. Again, it's exactly like the Tobila textbook. Then you have a part where you need to answer a question, so it's kind of an essay question. Here you can just make sure that you express yourself correctly about what you understood and also express your opinion in general. Then after the reading part and after the exercises, you have another like exercise section. So this actually looks a lot like what you will find in the GLPT. Again, it's old-fashioned, but still it kind of looks like what you can find in the reading part of the GLPT, so it's quite useful, to be fair, and also it's quite hard, so it prepares you well, I believe. Then after this you have a quick section only listing out the grammar points, and it's actually extremely quick. There is only the grammar points, its translation in English, 2 example sentences to show you how the grammar point is used, so there is no explanation of the grammar point. And after this you have parts, 2 or 3 sentences which you must complete with a correct formulation of the grammar point. So basically they are asking you to use the grammar point yourself directly. Not gonna lie, at first this was quite hard, again because the grammar points were actually quite advanced. Not all of them, but some of them, and it was quite hard to like understand what they wanted me to put in the sentence. After this, you actually have a part for actually again, which looks like what you can find in the GLPT, kind of, not exactly, but kind of. You have exercises, questions for the grammar points you just saw, and the vocab which came up in the chapter. It was very useful. This was a very, very good preparation, just in general. Very good preparation to understanding the language better. Like, it really helped me. You can definitely see a trend here. The first 5 units are okay, and I could complete them with a lot of difficulties within N3 level. So it's perfectly feasible. And then the remaining 5 units, I did them while I was already at N2 level. And at that point it was okay, but still not a breeze. And I still found a lot of vocab which I really hadn't encountered before. So again, it tells you a bit about what kind of vocab you'll expect, really. Even now that I've seen all of the required vocab for N1 level of the GLPT, I can tell you that some of the vocab is above N1 level. My point is, I think that you will learn a lot of vocab if you actually use this textbook. How I use the textbook. So basically, you can see in my flip through, which I'm showing you now, that at the beginning I was taking a lot of notes, and I think this was not only because I needed to just acquire the vocab. So personally, when I write down by hand, I actually acquire the vocab better, so anything actually, just I acquired knowledge better. So that's why I was writing at the beginning, I was writing that much. And then it was also because I needed to exercise my hands writing kanji. So at the beginning I wrote quite a lot. It was also very neat, very cute, with colors and stuff. After a while it became much less, so I took less notes and I didn't write the vocab lists anymore, so the vocab I would encounter in the reading part, the reading section. I only wrote down the questions and answers in the after reading exercise and before reading actually, so before reading and after reading part. And then of course the small essay I also wrote down completely and actually got it corrected sometimes by my tutor, my Japanese tutor, who you've met in my recent video about conversation lessons. So this is one of the things we would do together actually. I would write this essay part of the authentic Japanese textbook and then correct it with her during one of our sessions. This was extremely useful. So basically that's all I did. I didn't, at the beginning I was writing down the grammar points as well and just the sentences that I would need to form within the grammar point sections, which I just showed you. After a while I dropped that because I thought it wasn't beneficial to me. I didn't see any benefit from it. I wouldn't remember the grammar points better, so I just stopped doing it. Also, it was taking a lot of time, so I was already taking a hell of a long time again, I told you before, going through the chapters because they were very difficult to approach. So writing everything, rewriting everything at some point became detrimental rather than beneficial, so I just stopped. Then on the vocab part, the vocab exercise, after a while I just stopped writing it down in my notebook and just directly answered like here in the textbook so that I wouldn't have to rewrite everything. The good points and the bad points of this textbook. Alright, so for the good points first, I am very happy to have gone through this textbook. It was really beneficial for me, not only in terms of vocab acquisition or oral expression or written expression practice. It gave me so much confidence. And I think it's a very important point. You need textbooks which are difficult, and it makes it all the more enjoyable for you and gives you even more confidence when you actually go through them from first page till last page. It was definitely a very good point for this textbook. I find it more and more difficult now to enjoy going through textbooks that are not difficult enough because first of all I'm bored, and second of all I just feel like I'm not learning anything. And this was definitely not the case with this textbook, honestly. Within 2 pages I would learn like countless words and it felt great. And that's something I really enjoy and I really strive for and I really look for in textbooks. So this textbook definitely gave me that feeling, and going through it, finishing it at the end of last year, end of 2021, gave me a whole new confidence in my Japanese abilities, and it just helped me, it helped ease my way into N1 level, which is, I believe, exactly what the purpose of this textbook is. It is helping you go from the intermediate level to the advanced level. So, from my perspective, it kept its promise. Very good point. Now, on to the bad points. for this textbook. I mentioned it a lot of times during this video, but it took me a hell of a long time to go through it, which I think is only linked to the amount of new vocab I found in it. For me personally, when going through this textbook, I was not at a high enough level to just enjoy it. And then the second thing is, there are lots of parts in it which are old-fashioned. I mentioned it also during the video today, but yeah, a lot of it was a bit old-fashioned. My partner is Japanese, for those of you who don't know, and so at some points he was just reading over my shoulder, or I was just asking him like specific questions about part I really did not understand, or stuff that wouldn't come up in my dictionary because he was too old-fashioned or just too rare, and he just laughed numerous times telling me, yeah, I mean, we don't use that in reality, or yeah, I mean, this textbook was surely written by very old people, because I've never heard anyone say that. All in all, do I recommend this textbook? Yes, definitely, to people who are advised as to what they will find in it, which is precisely the reason why I'm doing this video today, and not approach this as a second Tobira or like an easy textbook. It won't be a breeze. Unless you're already at N1 level, it won't be a breeze. So I think that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed it, and I hope it was useful to you. I will of course leave a link to the textbook down below and on Amazon Japan, and we'll be also answering all your questions in the comments, so please don't hesitate to ask me anything that I forgot to cover, or just anything that you want me to answer. Also, if you could tell me which textbooks you want me to review in future videos, it would be great. Just so you know, I am planning to review, like as a whole, the So Matome series of textbooks. It's taking me quite a while to get around it because I have used quite a lot and I have quite a lot to say, but I will do it. And I will also be reviewing the Shinkansen Master series. So within that, or except for these ones, could you tell me which textbooks you want me to review? It would be great. Or not even textbooks only, just study materials for Japanese that you want me to review. Please leave me a comment down below. I read all my comments. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye!